I know I haven't been streaming or uploading as many shorts. You're not here for excuses. You're here because you're looking for value. I'm inherently devoid of that, so I am at the mercy of your ears and your attention while I explain my budding philosophy, my pivot from my video that, by anybody else's standards, I should have doubled down on. Here's the TLDR. My new philosophy, the one for myself, is giving me a clear path and direction. And unfortunately, that direction is away from this video. Now for what I have to say. 748 views on a 97 subscriber channel. Any creator of my size would salivate over it. But the problem of that video is that it doesn't show myself, how I think, or how I synthesize my thoughts. It was intellectual, it was logical, it was rough, and clearly the work of an amateur. But in my life, the action of completing the video and uploading it, despite the crow picking it apart, is exactly what makes me, me. Analyses of the dating market, podcast clips breaking down Tinder statistics, arguments about the winner-take-all economy. I took the most compelling points from people who had already done the thinking, organized them into a structure, and delivered them with conviction. The research was thorough. The topic was ambitious. It took real work, but that doesn't make it a good video. The thinking wasn't mine. I was relying, not observing. Even though it was substantial enough for more than 700 people to watch. This was a montage of other researchers being claimed as my own intellect. It was pretentious in so many ways, yet so many people responded to it, and I would ask why that's the case. So why did I publish it? Because part of me said, this is working. Double down. Part of me saw 748 views and thought, this is the path. And another part of me, quieter, harder to listen to, said, you're not ready for this, and you know it. The video was good, and it wasn't enough. Both of those are true at the same time. I'm not deleting it. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not telling you it was bad. I think it was, but that's not the point. It was the best thing I'd made up to that point. The production was clearer than anything before. The honesty in the opening was genuine, and I realized the value in that. The topic mattered, but it's not a topic I'm ready to navigate. It revealed a gap. The gap between where my thinking is and where it needs to be before I step into the tribalism culture wars of the internet like that. The gap between curating smart people's observations and producing my own. I'd rather see that gap clearly than pretend I'm smart because I can listen to other people who are smart and recognize their discussions as valid. Here's the thing that terrifies me. If I had listened to only the part of myself that said, double down, I would have made 10 more videos exactly like that. Borrowed reasoning, comfortable growth, including a mass of men that I both attracted and irritated at the same time. I would have become a curator pretending to be a thinker, and I would have slowly lost the instinct that told me something was wrong. That instinct is what makes me intelligent. The instinct for truth. Not right, not wrong, truth. And it's telling me to go back to the beginning. I've been sitting with this for a while, and I think there are two forces in me that are always arguing. One is relentless, critical, and harsh. It sees through things. It's the part of me that sees people going through life on autopilot and feels something between pity and despair. The part of me that looks at something so beautiful that it hurts. I don't hate life. I love it so much that it's painful to live it. The other force within me is warmer, looser. It's the part of me that says, but you made something. It connected with people. That matters. It's the part that wants to engage, to create, to accept things as they are without needing to dissect them first. It doesn't need everything to be perfect. It just needs for it to be real. There's a quote I've been carrying with me. Miyamoto Musashi. From one thing, know 10,000 things. Ironically, the quote is repeated multiple times throughout this channel. But Miyamoto Musashi would love this repetition, because the adherence to repetition is encompassing the wisdom that he's tried to write down in his ancient texts. And the consistent callback is exactly the earnest observation that I think you would enjoy. I am a culmination of what I have experienced in my life. I have taken what is useful, discarded what is not, and added what is uniquely my own. I'm 25. I've spent over 1,500 hours in Overwatch, and I recently dropped from Masters 2 to Diamond 4, because I stopped being afraid of losing. I stopped being afraid of my rank. It's not representative of the mind that walks through this world making sense of its bizarre appearance. I'm not training to rank up. I'm training to observe. Training to see. There's a stage in Nietzsche's framework, the camel. The camel bears weight, the load of study, of repetition, of discipline. It doesn't roar or declare. It walks. And it carries. It builds the foundation for everything that comes after. I'm in the camel stage, with my content, with my thinking, with my philosophy. I'm bearing the weight of learning to observe, really observe, before I open my mouth about the world. So here's what's happening. 10,000. It's the beginning. The real beginning. 10,000 starts in Overwatch. Not because Overwatch is the destination, but because it's the training ground to keep me sharp while I continue observing and continue learning beyond the game itself and peer through this labyrinth of a society and school of thought. It's where I learn to observe situation by situation, decision by decision, where I practice seeing the game and by extension the world with relentless, unflinching attention. The philosophy isn't something that I'm going to explain to you someday. It's something I'm living right now. It's the practice of seeing clearly and choosing to act anyway. Seeing the inherent meaninglessness of life, the part of you that knows nothing matters, that sees through everything, yet you move anyway. I bet that might sound familiar to some of you. The Manosphere video is still up. I'm not hiding from it. It was real work, and it connected with real people. But the next thing I make has to be mine. Not curated, not relayed. Mine. Observed, filtered, and forged through my own lens. And that's it.